Hey guys, this is session number 4 with Hank, and I'll be honest, I'm super tired right now. I already rode 13 or 14 horses today, something like that. He's my last horse of the day, so I'm hoping to just do a short session with him, but have it be really productive. What I'm going to start with is putting the rope over his withers, around his belly, and tightening it there, and then moving on to putting the saddle on him and having it fall off again, and then depending how that is going, I may run back up and grab the surcingle and then put that on him for the first time. So that right there kind of caught his attention, so I'm going to do the same thing again and just toss that rope over. Good boy. Again, waiting for that relaxation. Good. He definitely knows what the cluck means now. Good boy. So just really light. I added no pressure yet. Good. Now I'm going to ask him to step up. Good boy. Good. And then add a little bit of pressure. Good boy. Super. So that's preparing him, one, for having something on him, since that's our little warm-up before we put that saddle on. And then two, if I do put that surcingle on today, it's preparing him for the girthing up process. So I'll do some quick review right now with the stick and string, and then I will send him out a couple times, because I know last time I didn't really send him out at all. I just went right to putting that saddle on him. Good boy. Watching his face, looking for a change. Good boy. As soon as he releases, reward. Good boy. Good. Just that slight change of the ear. Super. Good, and right away into the trot. Just for kicks, I'm going to see if he canters on the line still. Boy. Good. Very nice, Hank. Alright, and moving along right away to the saddle. Good boy. Now, one thing I might consider with this whole saddle falling off thing, and it might, maybe not, but maybe it's not super important that he gets completely comfortable with that, if that makes sense. Or it's something that I may skip over and come back to later, because if a horse is really struggling with something, the best thing to do isn't necessarily to drill them on it and not let go until they get okay with that and then move on to the next thing. Sometimes the best thing to do is skip over it, work on other stuff, clear their mind, and then come back to it. Right now.
Okay.
That time I'm trying to push him past it again when it falls, just like I did in the last video. I don't necessarily want him to stand at it and wait. I want him to still move along. Good. Because I think he understands now that it's going to end up under his feet, but I still, even if he does end up stepping on it, I don't really ride in this saddle at all anymore. I want him to understand that he can still move with it and move without tension. I can get him going around fluid and have it fall off. I don't want him anticipating. That was better, so there might have been more speed that time. Good, but we kept more of that forward motion. I really tried to push him through that hesitation there. Boy. Good. Good. So I can kind of see what he's doing with his body now, and I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be able to correct by repetitively doing it. So when he's anticipating, he's actually shifting his weight in a way that it's going to fall off quicker, sooner, etc., and lean to a certain side. I'm sure you guys can see it better on video rather than being in the center standing point. Good. But I think we're going to definitely get to the surcingle today with him. Like even over there, see how he's bending around? Good boy. Good. So and it's almost the act of leaving the saddle once it comes off and gets some more work.
Oh, there's no feed around here. You got a feeder in there, Chris?
Good boy. Good.
Maybe she could just check it on the feeder. We can squeeze in the back maybe and grab it? I don't want to do anything.
That time I'm not going to reward quite as much. I would like to get him past that body turning thing, and something that might help that is really getting him to long line or ground drive. I could create a bend in his body there. Good. Good. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. So a little bit of resistance that time after it fell off, but much more fluid than he has been. Good. So I'm going to end that exercise with that. I think that's one of the exercises with him that I'm not going to be able to completely get out of him until we skip past it and then maybe come back to it or do it in a different form, like maybe the surcingle falling off eventually, or the pillows falling off, or even if I put pool noodles on him and pull those off the sides, or have a tarp drag around him. So that's going to be something that I skip over for right now with him. Hopefully this stays on him. He is a round little dude, so I wouldn't be surprised if it slips back at all, or if he bloats. I'm not sure about that, but let's put it on and see what we're working with for girth pressure. So just like everything else, I'm going to toss it over him. Good boy. Good boy. And reward him just standing still that time. Try to reward really quick. Normally when I cinch a horse up and I don't really know them, I want to get out of the way in case they do decide to explode of some sorts. Good boy. Walk on. Good boy. Good. And lately I've had this thing with horses where they're great with cinch pressure, standing still, they're great for me to put it on, they're great at the walk, and then when I ask them to trot is when it gets kind of hairy. Good boy. So I'm going to reward that really quick, and now I'm going to send him up into the trot. Good. So right now I'm kind of watching his ears, watching his face, looking at how he's holding his body. Watching all those key indicators, and I'm going to ask him to canter. Good boy. Good. Good, bud. So you got a little bit of humpiness, but really nothing bad. For a horse that hasn't been surcingled up in a little while, I feel pretty okay with it. Good, and trot. Good, again, still paying attention to those ears and everything. Good boy. And canter. Good boy. Perfect. Gonna reward that one. And he got a lot calmer in the canter that time too. Less worry. Good. And now changing directions. Good boy. And trot. And canter. Good. Good. So I can hear him and feel him wanting to get tense there. Good. But he's trying really, really hard not to. Good. One more time. So I really like the effort he's giving me. Good boy. And canter. It's almost like he holds his breath. Good boy. Good. Very nice. And I know I'm being very slack about the hindquarter yield. I'm still clucking when I want him to stop so I can reward him as fast as I can. Good boy. Good. I am very happy with that. Obviously we had a little bit of that pumpiness from him, but honestly it was to be expected. I'm thrilled with how that went. I'm gonna take it off now, see how he feels about that process. Good. So sometimes that girth falling back on the other side can get them. So make sure I reward him listening to it. Good. Very nice, Hank. Good. I think this was a good session for him today, and longer than I intended on it being. I always say that. I always say it'll be a short session, or I'm pretty tired. I worked X amount of horses. They don't need a long one, and then I just do whatever works anyways, of course. That was a great session for Hank, so thank you guys so much for joining, watching. Hopefully you learned something from this session, and I hope you join us again for the next one.